first of all, welcome to Eat Sleep Cycle. So we have the InstaFund Factor Women's Race team here with us today. So we've got Rachel and Isabel. Thank you for coming down. We're just going to have a chat today about the team and how they work with Factor. First of all, tell me about yourselves. What's your backgrounds?
Well, we kind of laugh with me because it's a bit of a hodgepodge of, I'm originally from the UK,
Yeah.
living in the US, riding for a Canadian team, here training in Spain. So that, yeah, the list goes on. There's countries to tick, I guess. But moved to the US when I was a teenager for actually a soccer scholarship, and then
Really?
yeah, and then stayed and found the bike, and here I am.
So when did you convert from soccer to cycling?
I've only been riding and racing 5 years. So I took a couple of years of not doing a whole lot, and then the bike kind of got me back into fitness and into racing.
You know what, I completely get it. We've got a good number of friends who've transitioned from one sport to another.
Yeah.
But 5 years is still a long time though. There are people out there that have only been riding for 2 years and out racing.
Yeah.
How about yourself, Isabel?
Yeah, I'm from Vancouver, BC, born there, raised there. And this is going to be my 4th year racing. So
Okay.
I also picked up the sport super late. I raced in Olympic sailing. Pretty much my whole Olympic sailing.
Olympic sailing.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's a weird one, but I hurt my knee.
Okay.
Was using riding as some injury rehab, and somebody saw numbers on the bike and said, you should try racing. Did it once and got hooked, and now here I am.
Now I've heard of people who've done activities that kind of coincide with running moving into cycling, but never sailing.
Yeah.
How did that happen then? How did I appreciate you got an injury? How would you go from sailing, which I've done a little bit, but mainly with hands and...
Yeah, so Olympic sailing, the one-person boat that I raced, is actually super power driven.
Yeah.
So we used riding and did a lot of rowing work as well for our conditioning, but never anything long. So when I started, a 30-kilometer ride was a really long ride because I was used to doing an hour of max intervals basically, and that was it. So there was some correlation there.
Yeah.
It's not as natural as something like running by any means.
You had the engine.
Yeah, had the engine for sure, and totally hooked immediately when I did my first bike race.
Amazing. So tell me about the team then. Tell me about who's in the team. What's how does everyone get on? How does it all work? What's the dynamic?
Yeah, we're definitely the new kids on the block. The team's only been around this is year 3.
Okay.
Second year as a UCI team, but we lost our season last year with COVID. And so this is also our first year ever racing over in Europe. So it's sort of on this upward trajectory. There's 9 girls on the team. We've got four countries, 4 nationalities. Yeah, correct. And ages ranging from 19 all the way up to, I'll let Rachel see the upper end of it.
32.
32?
32? That's young in cycling
Yes,
ages.
it is.
Trust me.
Yeah.
There's loads of people in town that are well over that age that are still cycling the pro peloton.
And it's the start of the season, so we're all still really good friends.
Amazing. Sounds ominous. So, you're here in Girona. How long have you been in Girona now for?
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And what are your thoughts of Girona so far?
Oh man, it's some of the most special riding that you can find in the world, I think. Every direction has been pretty mind-blowing. I can see why there's such a draw to Girona and riding, for sure.
But you're leaving us on Monday.
Leaving, but have already planned our next trip back in May.
Yes.
So.
Good.
Yeah.
Where are you heading to on Monday with the team?
To Belgium.
Nice.
just outside of Brussels.
Yep.
Our first race there is on March 21st. So we've got a little team camp there before to actually spend some more time riding together.
And which race is that?
Oh, it's got a really long name. Memorial something West Hoke. It's a .1 on March 21st.
Race in Belgium.
Yes.
West Hope is what
West
we'll
Hope. We
go.
call it West Hope. But it's got a much longer proper name.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So Factor, you obviously ride Factors, and we are heavily associated with Factor. We've got, you know what? It's great to have you guys come into town. You know, we're really close with this Rail Startup Nation team, and to finally met you guys, just, you know, when you came in the other day, I was like, yes, I've got to meet you guys finally. We've joined all the dots. So what's it like working with Factor, or from the bike's point of view, whichever angle you want to respond with?
Well, from the bike perspective, you know, last year at Team Camp was the first time we kind of hopped on the Factor O2s,
Mm-hmm.
and I honestly couldn't believe how immediately comfortable you felt riding a bike that was completely new. And I think that was the most striking aspect of the bike. And then as you really started to, you know, put it through its paces, yeah, super fun to ride, super compliant, and just gives you like this confidence of being able to give a, yeah.
I can see the wry smile underneath
Yeah.
the mask. For safety reasons, we can't take the masks off. No, that's amazing. So you're all on the O2, are you, or have you got a different bikes that you're riding?
We're on the O2 primarily. TT bikes, we run slicks, and
Okay.
then we've got a few Vistas and a couple LSs as well that get played with when
Okay.
gravel is appropriate.
So you're doing a bit of are all the bikes here in Girona at the moment, or are they held up anywhere?
They're with riders all over.
Okay.
The main service course for the team is still in Vancouver,
Yeah.
in Canada, which is not very convenient right now. But slowly but surely things are moving over here.
Well, that's what we're here for while we're around
Yeah.
town.
Exactly.
Exactly. Perfect. So, right, let me just have a quick.
I'm just gonna rest my hands.
So you actually recording?
Yeah, no, it's good, it's good. This is fantastic. It's really awesome.
Amazing.
Really, really awesome.
So, a little bit more about the team then. So what do you enjoy most about being on the team?
You know, I think it's a super special opportunity for me to be on this team, and it's, you know, 2 years ago, I had the opportunity of guest riding with them, a big crit series in BC,
Yeah.
Vancouver area, and a really family atmosphere. And they had this, you know, audacious goal of becoming UCI and going over to Europe, and I'm super grateful to go along with that journey with them as they grow, and but still keeping their roots of, you know, every rider is super cared for and treat like family.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And what are the aspirations of the team then over the next couple of years? So obviously you're here in Europe now. Obviously you've come to see us, Eat Sleep Cycle. What's your aspirations for the next couple of years as a team?
We always want to win bike races. We want to keep getting better as a team. So that's always up at the very, very top end. But I think keeping that family feel as the program develops and as results sort of come and bigger race invitations come as well, not losing our roots. I think that'd be a pretty special thing to do. I don't know. Want to add anything?
So obviously you've mentioned kind of that family connection, so to speak. So how does that help motivate you and train?
I think it's a huge motivator. Then you know, sometimes teams you feel like maybe just a number, or whatever your role is, you know. Whereas here, you know, I know the team owner personally, and he'll message me after races, and I want to do well, not just for him and the sponsors and my teammates. And so I think that's an added motivation of actually, you know, feeling a part of an organization rather than just working for an organization, which is a big difference.
So quite hands-on.
Yeah.
I think also it's really fun being the underdog, and it's something that I haven't felt that excitement for a really long time in sport, because as I sort of moved up in sailing, and once you're at the very top, it's actually pretty hard staying there, but it's a different kind of sense than being this underdog, people not knowing who you are, and then sharing that with everybody as well, and that family sense is just very motivating.
Yeah, I think here we are in Europe, just getting thrown in at the deep end a little bit, you know. But I think we've got such a special group of riders collectively that we can, you know, we know the hurdles that need to be overcome to actually succeed in European racing. But I think everyone is so up for the challenge that it's just going to be like a fun time racing bikes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Have you got any funny stories within the team? Or is there a clown on the team? Is there any characters? No pressure.
There's so many stories, and we can't share them though. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like any share appropriate funny stories.
Man, I don't know unless you want to really throw someone under the bus.
For legal reasons, we'll edit this bit out.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I don't think we could. We would have some really upset teammates.
Some that we haven't even met yet, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Throw the new riders under the bus, that's how we were all on this team.
Throwing new riders under the bus.
Edit that out. Please edit that out.
It's great. It's, you know, it's great to, like I say, met you guys and being part of the Factor family, the fact that you work as a family. This is a family-run business as well, with, you know, a family of employees here. From a Factor point of view, how much have you had contact with Factor and the guys over at Factor? How have they kind of helped support you through this?
We actually had Kate and Jay from the North American team come to our team camp last year.
Oh, amazing.
And ride with us and talk us through the bike, and we had, Mark had a cutout of the bike too, so we actually got to see what the inside of the bike looked like.
Sorry, say that again.
Mark brought an actually like
The down tube
a
was
down
like-
tube was sliced open, so we could see how the inside of the bike was finished, which was amazing, I will say.
Sorry, I thought you said meant cardboard cut out of the bike. Sorry.
No, maybe.
Right, yeah.
But so that was pretty special.
That's cool.
Right away to start a relationship like that and have them take the time to really explain the bikes to us as well. And like I don't know, I mean, even like personal messages on Instagram back and forth, we throw a photo up, and also really receptive to feedback, like any positive or negative feedback that we have has been really well received, and yeah, it's a great relationship, and one that I'm excited to keep growing as well.
You know what, they certainly are a great bunch. I mean, you know, we work well with Rob and John. Hi, both of you. The technology behind them is just unbelievable. I mean, we've got engineering backgrounds here at the company, and the talk and chat about what goes into these bikes, and the fact that they are actually designed, engineered and built in the same place, the one place with the same eyes on that kind of production process as well, is just outstanding, and it quite often doesn't happen with some other brands, which is great. It's great that you've got that same feeling as well.
Well, and sometimes I feel like there's somewhat of a disconnect wherever you go. You know, North America is separate to Europe, and that's not the case with Factor at all. Like, it is one big family. and super hands-on in North America. Then I went to the UK and actually got to ride a bunch in September time to see family, and met some of the Factor guys there, and they were awesome. And then walking into your store, you know, the same feeling. So I think there's just like a really enthusiastic buzz about, and everyone is invested in such a good product.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Well, thank you guys for coming down. Thank you for answering my question. That's some incredible insight to the team and what you guys and what your backgrounds are. I think to wrap it up, you've got 2 days here left in Girona. What are you going to do with your last 2 days?
Well, dinner isn't an option. We tried to do that and failed miserably. So I guess more coffee, because that's what everyone does here, right? Anything special? You have a good long 5-hour ride tomorrow?
I have a 5-hour ride tomorrow and another long ride the next day. So my goal for tomorrow is to ride all brand new roads that I haven't ridden on through the 5 hours and to not double up on a single thing.
That's awesome.
So I have been sending messages to friends of Castle of the Day and Beautiful Field of the Day, so photos that I just snap along my rides. And so I'm excited for a really fun 5-hour sightseeing ride tomorrow.
Well, we in lockdown, even though we've lived in Girona for a long time and finding new roads, I'm still finding new roads. So if you want me to take a look at your Strava and your GPS and try and give you some advice, we can look at that afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm curious. What's your favorite coffee shop in town?
Are you allowed to say I'm coming?
Well, actually, I love my coffee, but I also like changing it up. We've got some incredible coffee shops here in town. Let's see, my favourites are La Comuna, Espresso Mafia. Where else do I go? Yeah, those are probably my 2 favourites, but I mix it up.
So our first experience of Girona was actually at 1 a.m. when we were driving in, and we'd heard so much about Espresso Mafia, and we drive into Old Town and go through the tiny streets, you know, and pull up like we're here. Like, did you put in Espresso Mafia as the navigation? And we are literally in an apartment above Espresso Mafia, so we get woken up by the smell of their coffee, which has been one of my favourites also.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You've definitely got to try La Comuna as well.
We have.
Oh, you have?
Oh, we've been ticking them off pretty
really
quickly.
Hard to try somewhere new almost every time and make sure we hit all of the big coffee shops.
And Buttercup. I have to get Buttercup.
I went there yesterday.
I think it's because Buttercup, it's cakes. When we say coffee, cakes. I'm always thinking of cakes and Buttercup. Stop now. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you so much for having us, and you know, thank you for making us feel so welcome as soon as we walked through the door. That's even before knew the association. So we felt really taken care of, and really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.